Absolutely, I'm with the president on this. The intelligence community was full of biased people, including Peter Strzok, McCabe, and dozens of others. This is an extraordinary thing about President Trump that should be lauded and not belittled, is that he is willing to meet with adversaries to try to prevent us from having World War III.
And I think it was a very embarrassing press conference. That said, I stand with our intelligence agencies. I put that out on my Twitter feed yesterday, that I think it's a disservice to call out the credibility, and especially a disservice in front of the chief enemy of the United States that, again, in Syria, bombs innocent children in hospitals. That's something we need to continue to remember.
Putin is not interested in a better working relationship with the United States because he views the world, he views geopolitics as a battle between the strong and the weak, and he doesn't believe in win-win scenarios. He believes in zero-sum, and therefore he thinks the only way to make Russia stronger is to make America weaker, and these election interference efforts are a part of it.
I look for the president to maybe illuminate a little further the progress that was made in the closed-door session. I think the president was right to bring up the issue of election meddling with Vladimir Putin. I believe the intelligence community is correct that Russia engages in their malign influence campaign all over the world.
Listen, my mouth is still agape at what I saw today, in part because the bar was so low for this press conference. All Trump needed to do was offer some mild pushback against the election interference, say something about the need for Russia to withdraw from eastern Ukraine and Crimea. He couldn't do any of that.
Donald Trump was a patsy and a pushover and a puppet, not a president. He, in effect, instead of putting America's interests first, he blamed America first, and he blamed everyone except Russia and himself.
I think President Trump's actions today were outrageous. The President of the United States sided with Vladimir Putin over the unanimous assessment of the American intelligence community, over the bipartisan conclusion of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Vladimir Putin does not share our interests. Vladimir Putin does not share our values. We just conducted a year-long investigation into Russia's interference in our elections. They did interfere in our elections. It's really clear. There should be no doubt about that.
His behavior is so inexplicable and so against the interests of the United States, so against what all of his advisors would tell him, that Americans are scratching their head and saying, if that's not the explanation, that Putin has something on it, what is it? What the heck could it be?